This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.
Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep the C No podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito,
Vito. What up, though?
you know.
What up, though? What up, though, to all the people that's tuned in? Salute to you. This your first time tuning in. Salute to you. Do us a favor. Please hit the sub button, like button, and the bell. Plus, hit the share button so your folks can get in on this debate. Make sure you hit the hype button if you're on a cell phone. The NBA season is over. NBA play-in is amongst us. Play-in, I think, came in 2020, pause. So 6 years. This the 5th year, I believe, that we got the 7 through 10 play-in for the last 2 spots. I want to ask everybody a question. Has the NBA play-in tournament grown on you yet? Pause. Yes, no. Keep it a C note.
I mean, it has grown on me, but the only downfall to that to me is the 7th and 8th seed. Like, you win a certain amount of games to get to the 7th and 8th seed, solidify your playoff spot, and then you just add 2 more teams just on the strength of revenue, and then you fuck around and get knocked off by one of them teams, and then you out.
Exactly. My thing is, like, we just recently talked about the NBA needs to switch rules and let these guys play defense. I think when they do rule changes, I think they need to get rid of the play-in tournament. Like, my thing is, if you want to get extra revenue, just add. You about to add 2 expansion teams. Just add 2 more teams to the playoffs. And that first game, you still do 7 versus 10. It's a 1-game thing, just like the play-in, but it's really a playoff game. And the last season, or however you do it, you can do 2 versus 10. 3 versus 10. However you want to do it, just for a game. I don't know if you want to take it that far, but I would say 7 through 10, play 1 game, and then the winner plays 1 and 2 like they do it, but you count it as a playoff game.
I feel like they should try 1 through 16.
Just straight seed. Yeah, I like that idea too. So you can really see who's real and who's false.
And right off top, the average motherfucker would think, oh yeah, the West Coast. Nah, because the 8th seed in the East Coast is the Sixers. They got 44 wins. The 8th seed in the West Coast is the Blazers. They got 41. So it wouldn't be all West Coast like y'all think.
Right. And I think if you did it that way, you would get way more upsets in the playoffs because of the seedings.
And I feel like the right teams would meet in the championship because I feel like right now it should be the Spurs,
OKC,
and the Thunder. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. But it's that time of the year where they giving out awards. Let's talk most improved player. Vito, the world. I believe that it's a no contest. Nickeil Alexander Walker is most improved player. Am I wrong? Should you call me a Uber? Yes, no. Keep it a C note.
Nah, I got Jalen Johnson,
his teammate.
Yeah, because this boy is 23-3.
Right.
Jalen Johnson. Yeah. Jalen Johnson 22-10-7.
Right.
So I got Jalen Johnson over him. And Jalen Johnson's a hell of a defender.
Why? But did the numbers jump? Is it about the numbers with you? Why you got Jalen Johnson?
Numbers, impact, and he played both sides. And he can get, he'll spark. Like, he can just get busy at any given time.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, so I looked at Jalen Johnson, pause, because I was on the note, like, maybe I was thinking like you, but when I looked at his numbers, I'm like, it ain't as impressive as Nickeil Alexander Walker. So I was like, I'll give it to Nickeil. But I do agree with you. I see what you're saying because he's basically taking over the team. Mm-hmm. He do lead the team in points, rebounding, and assists, right? I believe he does. He might even lead the team in steals. But yeah, I did look at that. So shout out to that. Let me ask you a question though, Vito, because speaking of the Atlanta Hawks, I call them like the little what's they called? The rejects. Because I'm like, what's my man name? Kaminga.
Mm-hmm.
Kaminga went over there, and it was like, oh, he scored a nice amount of points his first couple games, and everybody was grinding up Steve Kerr. Oh, they don't use him right. They don't do this. Now, you say you not familiar with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but again, his point per game just jumped like 11 points per game, right? And he was on a team with Minnesota. Now, we just seen this season where Anthony Edwards had a back and forth during the game with his coach about passing the ball, right? Do you think that should fall on, because obviously Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a good player, a better than good player, a player that Minnesota could use right now. So you think that should fall on Anthony Edwards?
No.
And time out. Disclaimer. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is also Anthony Edwards' man. Like, that was his guy on the team. Pause. You see what I'm... Like, they were homies. So, did him stunting his growth? Oh, you don't think he stunted his growth? Nah, so what
Not him. Maybe the coach or the scheme.
But that's why I mentioned him going back and forth with the coach, because obviously the coach has nothing to do with nothing. So if Ant ball like that, like, respectfully, I'm gonna say this: they got DiVincenzo on the team right now. Nickeil is way better than DiVincenzo, and he's the homie. So you can tell the coach in the middle of the game, "No, I'm not passing the ball. I never pass the ball," but you don't got enough pull to say, "Re-sign my homie." Come on, man.
I mean, what is he? They got too many players over in Minnesota.
They don't got no point guard. What they need right now.
And it's the one and the two.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, to me, listen.
They still got Mike Conley?
Yeah, I think they still do got. Like, listen. And you might want to call me an Uber for this, but I'm going to say this. Over the last couple years, I've seen them working on Anthony Edwards' game. They wanted him to shoot more threes. They wanted him to get better with the threes. They wanted him to play more defense. They wanted him to do X, Y, Z. When are they going to work with Anthony Edwards on passing the ball and letting his teammates get busy? Until you do that, Minnesota is just going to be a playoff team that win a series here and there, even upset niggas here and there.
But that's not a coach thing. That's a player thing. Somebody else on his team.
Right.
That should be Mike Conley's job to make that motherfucker pass the ball.
I mean, somewhere down the line, I'm not just saying a team thing. I'm saying a homie, whoever rep you, management, somebody. Like, the next part of Anthony Edwards' game that he needs to work on is passing the ball. And I say this respectfully because they compare him to Mike, and he's had moments, and we know he's not Mike, but I say that to say this. Mike went through the same thing where he didn't get better until he learned to pass the ball, learned to trust his teammates. Until Anthony Edwards does that, he's going to be the old star here and there in the playoffs, but when he play against a good team, he going to burn himself out.
That's why he got to get with a team or a player that ain't afraid to speak his mind and be able to run the offense. Till then, he just going to keep shooting shots.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you management or you rep him at one certain point, you got to say, bro, if you pass the ball a little bit, you can win more. Yeah, if you win more, hold on, time out. If you win more, you going to get more money. And that's what most of these young kids worry about. And if you worried about winning, period, if you pass the ball more, you going to win more, period.
Who's coach?
Somebody that he
don't fucking respect.
Nigga, they don't respect nobody.
Nah,
these days.
some of them a lot of them coaches, the older guys, certain specific guys get respect.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I don't know. Let's go, Coach of the Year. Keep it a C note. Who's the Coach of the Year in the NBA this year?
I gotta go JB.
Biggerstaff.
JB Biggerstaff because JB, he took his team to the number 1 seed and his best player missed 20 games.
Yeah. I'm going Miss Johnson, San Antonio Spurs. What is it? 29-30 extra wins from last season, 60 plus. You know, he got them young fellas hooping. Salute to him. So I gotta give him kudos for that. He's my Coach of the Year. Let's go Rookie of the Year. Keep it a C note. This year has been a good year for the rookies. The rookies, it's been a lot of rookies that hooped, had impact games. But who's the Rookie of the Year this year? Keep it a C note.
I'm going Kayne. Kayne Knippel is the Rookie of the Year.
Why you say that?
Because he got good numbers. Kayne 18-5-3.
Okay.
And they in the play-in, and he dangerous.
Yeah, shout out
and
to that.
And exciting to watch.
And
I like, fuck the name of Dallas.
Cooper.
I like Cooper Flag, but he kind of like a robot to me. He not as exciting as Kayne.
Okay. And Kayne broke that record for most threes by a rookie in this season. Listen, I had Kayne Knippel as my Rookie of the Year. I'm now going Cooper Flag, bro. What Cooper Flag has done recently, like I know Dallas isn't winning. He doesn't have a good team right now. Youngest player ever to put up 50. First rookie since AI to put up back-to-back 40-plus games. You know what I mean? That boy, he's been getting busy lately. I got to keep it a C note. I switched my pick from Kayne Knippel. I'm now going Cooper Flag. But shout out VJ Edgecombe, too. He probably finished strong third in my poll. Pause. And shout out to Ace Bailey, because I know it don't mean nothing at the end of the season, but that boy been getting busy. Like,
yeah, I like this game.
Like, so he been hooping. Vito, this is where it gets interesting at. MVP. I think this year is the craziest year for MVP. You got the players anonymously. They just voted Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as the MVP of the season. But you got him. You got Jokic. Jokic just made history. First player in NBA history to lead the league in rebounding and assists. Jaylen Brown got busy. He was your MVP last time we did an all-star check. Keep it a C note. Who's the MVP in the NBA this year?
Wemby.
Wemby, why you say Wemby?
Wemby 25, 11, and 3.
Okay.
3 blocks, 1 steal.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 seed. And they swept OKC this year.
Yeah.
I go Wemby.
Shout out to that. And it's crazy because I think the players voted Wemby like 5th or something like that. That's crazy. Maybe they just mad that he coming through, taking over like quickly, like getting a lot of shine. But listen, I gotta go Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, bro. Like, Chet ain't really lived up to the hype this year. J-Dub missed a lot of games. Now, don't get me wrong. He not out there playing with scrubs, but he out there hooping with a lot of good role players, like dudes that know they role. And I got to say that have them still as the number 1 seed in the NBA. He just broke Wilt record, most consecutive games with 20 points in a row in a game. So I'm just thinking, like, when you really look at it, like, Dort, good 3-and-D player, pause. Isaiah Joe, what's the other boy named? Carson something. All them guys are great role players, but for Shai to keep it up like that and Chet not really holding weight like that.
But hold. What you're not mentioning is all them guys. He got like 5 guys that can shoot the shit out the ball.
Right.
So you can't really double and triple team him.
Right.
So he's got the keys to run around, push off, all them free throws he get all fucking game.
So wait. You sound like you got a problem with.
No, I don't got a problem. If he get the call, he get the call.
But I mean, you talk about push off.
Hey, but come on, man. He be pushing off every time. Like, his shit is extended. Not just here. His shit is be extended to here.
So you think they be giving him calls?
He's stiff-arming niggas. Hell yeah. You ain't just see the shit that he just had when they finally called it against him and he was crying?
Okay. Shout out to that.
I mean, but if you get it, you get it. I'm saying at the end of the day.
Yeah.
James Harden used to do that shit when he used to put the ball on.
I take it back further than James Harden, Vito. I mean, a lot of people that watch us, shout out to them again. A lot of people don't know you, that you played basketball. You played very well. But Vito, that forearm that you knocking Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for, bro, you was a master at that same forearm, and you is criticizing him.
That's why I said I ain't mad at him.
Oh, all right, yeah. I'm just trying.
You get it.
I'm like the forearm, that you had the shoulder, and you was like,
that was more of the shoulder. But you also got to take consideration we play in jail ball. We're not in the NBA.
No, I'm saying I've seen you do that under the whistle, bro. Like, I
mean,
the shoulder, and it wasn't just the shoulder, bro, because you had that
little chicken wing. But
yeah,
that's why I said I ain't mad at him for doing it. If you gonna get it, get it.
Okay. All right, we shouted out everybody that's been hooping this year. Let's have a down moment in the show, Vito. If you could give me one player, you could give me more than one player. Shout out to the Knicks, too. No pun intended on this. But if you could give me one player that's had a disappointing season for you, who would it be? Keep it a C note.
Jordan Poole.
Why you say Jordan Poole?
Because at one point, Jordan Poole was getting busy. Like, niggas couldn't check him. He was shooting whatever shot he wanted.
Chef.
He went from that. Oh yeah, of course. He went from that to invisible. He don't even. Do we even start anymore?
I don't know.
Yeah, Jordan Poole, man.
Okay, that's the only person you got.
Yeah. I mean, barring injury, Embiid.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we ain't gonna do the injury stuff, and we don't want the Sixers fans being mad at you. You know, they already.
Fuck them.
Shout out to Sixers fans. You gotta realize Vito is a Knicks fan. I gotta go Paolo Banchero, bro. And here's the thing about Paolo Banchero. It's like his game is stuck in neutral. Now, we had an episode, Vito, on here a year or two ago. And yeah, you know I like to gloat when I say something and it comes true. I told y'all like a year or two ago, Franz Wagner was the best player on the team. And y'all grind me up. I'm going to try to find the clip. If I find the clip, it will be on.
You don't need to find it because I remember.
Yeah, no. But I mean, just for the people, so the people can see it. I think Franz Wagner, he might have played like 30-something games this year. To me, this was the year for Paolo to prove me wrong. Paolo did not prove me wrong. Paolo is he's just staying afloat. He might be at like 22, 21 points a game. Whatever it is, it's the same thing from last year. And even though I know people are going to say, even though Franz is hurt, they added Desmond Bane. But you a number one pick. You was the rookie of the year. You supposed to be the franchise player. So for Franz to be supposedly, allegedly, Franz Wagner is Paolo Banchero's sidekick. Your sidekick is not there. Your numbers are supposed to go up. But your numbers did not go up. It's disappointing to me. I'm keeping it a C note. Also, honorable mention, I spoke on it briefly. I got to say Chet Holmgren, bro. J-Dub, he missed a whole bunch of time. This was the year for Chet Holmgren to solidify himself as that guy. He didn't do it. This is the same guy that got hurt the year he got drafted. He played his first year with Wembanyama. It was a lot of people that said he was going to be the rookie of the year over Victor Wembanyama. It was a lot of people that said Chet Holmgren versus Victor Wembanyama is going to be a movie for years to come. To me, Chet Holmgren, he just looks like a regular guy right now.
Yes.
He definitely had a disappointing season. You said Chet is a regular guy?
Yeah, he can't shoot. He a good defender. Well, yeah, he a good defender. But he can't shoot. And he just don't look the same like he did in college.
Yeah, and for his height, like, for him not to average 10 rebounds a game for his height and the type of team he playing on where your team is launching a bunch of threes and your team is a good defensive team where you forcing other teams into bad shots, it's like, I'm confused with Chet.
Yeah,
But
I like Hartenstein over him. Even though he can't score like him.
he got more energy. Yeah, but again, and I didn't say this in this episode, but since harping on you saying the college thing, he's a Gonzaga kid. Like most Gonzaga kids, like we get one movie in college, a totally different movie in the pros. I'm just keeping it a C note. But Vito, the new rule change, because we know a lot of people was just sitting out games just to get a little bit of rest. New rule change. Now Cade Cunningham. We got Anthony Edwards and Luka Doncic. They not all eligible for awards. None of them can make all NBA team. So it's like a scramble right now. I'm seeing a lot of people on social media. They are putting up their 15 players who's all NBA this year. Keep it a C note. Which 15 players do you have as all NBA players this year in the NBA?
See, this was hard because a lot of guys didn't meet the criteria with the 65 games.
I agree.
So the people I picked, if any of them don't have 65 games, I just didn't check. I say Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
Murray.
Okay.
Maxey.
Okay.
Cat.
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson.
Okay.
Kevin Durant. Kawhi Leonard. Jalen Duren. Anthony Edwards.
Wait, and is one of them that...
You don't got 65?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's one of the three I just mentioned.
Oh, Jaylen Brown. Jalen Brunson. Joker. Wemby. Shit out. It's hard after that. Like, I can probably put LaMelo Ball in there.
Okay.
And that boy from Portland, we some Denny.
Avita.
Yeah. And Shea.
Me, I'm going Shea, Nikola Jokic, Jaylen Brown, Victor Wembanyama. Then who else do I have right here? Donovan Mitchell. I'm going Jalen Brunson, Kevin Durant, Scotty Barnes. I'm going Jalen Johnson, Jamal Murray, Jalen Duren, Tyrese Maxey, Kawhi Leonard. My last two will probably get scrutinized. I'm going Brandon Ingram.
I ain't mad at that.
And I'm going Stephon Castle.
I ain't mad at that. I like Castle.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to say, Vito, I hear you when you say Scotty Barnes' numbers ain't like that. But to me, if you really look at it, that's only scoring. Scotty Barnes, if you go back right now and look, Scotty Barnes leads the team in rebounding, assists, steals, and I'm pretty sure he may lead the team in blocks also. So he definitely, if I gotta pick out the two, Scotty Barnes and B.I. lead the team in scoring if I'm not mistaken. But if I gotta pick out the two, Scotty Barnes is no doubt the better player. Now, a lot of people, like I had this argument and somebody told me Stephon Castle is not all NBA. And my thing is this. Stephon Castle, I don't know if people have been sleeping under a rock, But when Stephon Castle is matched up against the top guards in the league, he's locking dudes down.
Yeah, they don't get their numbers.
Vito, you the first person that sent me something, Stephon Castle versus Cade Cunningham, because I was talking to MVP stuff. I seen I seen Stephon Castle get busy with Tyrese Maxey and others, bro. And I know he don't average 20 points a game, but as far as two-way players, he's one of the best two-way players, bro. He might, like, we got 3-and-D guys that they may specialize in defense, but just naturally can score and play defense. I think Stephon Castle has done enough.
Yeah. And he a bigger guard. I like his game.
He's done enough to me to make all NBA. And that's what I'm saying about this play-in tournament, because I've had this debate with people. Oh, LaMelo. Oh, you can't put LaMelo should make it. They're a play-in team. Oh, you can't put two players from a team on there when you got this play-in team that got one guy. And I'm like, bro, 5-10 years ago, we wasn't talking about the 10th seed. It was no argument about LaMelo should be all NBA because he's a playing team or he got Charlotte to a playing team. I don't know where that loser mentality has come from.
Nah. At the end, it's called all NBA. It ain't called all NBA playoff record. We're talking about the top 15 players in the league, regardless of the record.
Right.
So it just even just because he's in a play-in don't mean he's not a better player.
What I'm saying is, if you give me an argument, the LaMelo Ball, is a good enough player that he's all NBA because 3 guys didn't make it, I can understand that. But when your argument is he's the best player on a play-in team, it's like, knock it off, would you?
I mean, if Castle came over to that team, LaMelo Ball still would be the man, not Castle. And
Stephon Castle would still average his same numbers, and he would still lock everybody down on the opposite side.
It still would be LaMelo team.
Yeah, I understand that. But again, if we didn't have a play-in team, you wouldn't be saying LaMelo Ball should be all NBA because they're a play-in team.
I didn't even know that they were a play-in team.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying the masses, because that's what the masses are saying, bro.
Nah, that shit don't mean nothing.
I'm taking Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes over them. And a lot of people is going to knock me for this, but if you want to know technically, because we didn't put them in no order, who's first team, who's second team, who's third team. But out the 3 guys that didn't make all NBA team, if you want to know who I replaced them with, it's Stephon Castle, Brandon Ingram, and people going to knock me for it because Kawhi got busy this year. He was eligible for awards. He's top 6, 7 in scoring this year. And I get it. He did all of that. But playing team. He on a playing team, so I'm not really that impressed.
Nah, his number's still better than Brandon Ingram, Scotty
I
Barnes,
understand that.
Castle.
But them guys are more, if you take all 3 of them guys, not Castle, because CNN has a good team. Not Castle, but them other 2 guys, if you take them off the team, they probably not even playing team. Scotty Barnes leads the team and everything else but points, but if you take Brandon Ingram off the team, Toronto probably not a playing team. You know that, Vito.
They probably not, but that shit don't mean nothing to me because all 3, you could combine all 3 of them guys together and they still ain't Kawhi.
I get that. So shout out to that. Before we get up out of here, let's talk. First of all, I wanted to talk about like guys like Jalen Johnson and that Avita, the guy that you mentioned. We got a lot of bigger wing players handling the ball, dishing off the basketball. Jalen Johnson is probably top 10, top 7 assist leaders in the league. Jokic led the league in assists. Are we going back to 90s basketball, Vito, where we got wing players like Scottie Pippen, Grant Hill handling the ball?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. It seemed like they transitioning towards the bigger guards and the point forwards because Mr. Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram, they push the rock a lot.
Right. Right. So do you think that's trouble? Because I see a lot of reports that say Jalen Johnson can handle the rock. He has the vision as Trae Young. He's bigger. He plays more defense. He does more things. Let's get rid of Trae Young. I'm seeing things where it's saying like NBA teams are wasting too much energy on trying to hide smaller guards that can't play a lick of defense in the NBA. So it's like becoming a problem. So do you think it's going to come a time where these smaller guards, these Jalen Brunson, Trae Young, and all these other guys are going to go back to just being role players and their roles diminish, especially if they can't play defense?
I don't think so because there's a lot of guys at 6'8", 6'9" that can't play defense.
I get it.
And on at the end of the day, they're high. Some of them guys are being hidden on defense. And a guy like Trae Young took the team to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson ain't doing that.
Yeah.
He ain't doing that.
But what I'm saying is, if you got a Trae Young that's like, 6 feet tall, maybe? If that. But you got a Jalen that's averaging 3 less assists, 8, 9, 10 more rebounds than him, just as many points, and he plays defense.
That's where the numbers can be tricky because he can do all that. But the impact and the fact that, I got to keep my eye on this guy as soon as he crosses half court, that changes the whole defensive game plan when Trae out there.
Okay, shout out to that. Let's talk, before we get out of here, let's transition to hip-hop. And shout out to everybody that say I'm a Jay-Z hater. Shout out to y'all for that.
The biggest.
Listen, pause. When you speaking facts, bro, they always say it's hate.
That's
bro.
only brown facts. It's not
I'm just saying,
actual
man.
factuals.
So listen, Vito, we had the conversation offline, and shout out Choke No Joke because I was actually watching.
Matter of fact, hold on, let me rephrase that. You are number 2. Choke No Joke probably the biggest.
Oh man. Shout out Choke No Joke because I was actually watching his stream, and he asked a good question. I don't know if everybody caught the question, so I will ask everybody the question. Jay-Z has 3 shows at Yankee Stadium. One of them is for the 30-year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. Second show, 25-year anniversary of the Blueprint. And the third show is just like extra innings because everything's sold out. Allegedly. And I'm not hating when I say allegedly. I'm just saying allegedly. Keep it a C note. That 25-year anniversary for the Blueprint, that show, should Jay-Z perform Takeover? Yes, no, keep it a C note.
I say yes.
Why?
This is part of the fucking album.
Okay, now let me before you answer, Vito, let's rewind your answer. It's alleged that him and Nas have an agreement that he will not perform Takeover, Nas will not perform Ether anywhere. P.S. Jay-Z is also dissing Prodigy in that song, who has passed away. So I will ask you again, should Jay-Z...
Yes. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Now, if him and Nas got to understand, cool. But me personally, I wouldn't have made the understanding. I would want Nas to perform that song.
Either?
Yes.
Okay.
It is what it is. Everybody done heard it.
Yeah. That shit fuck with your soul like Ether, though.
I mean, that's a good fucking song. Why not? I'm not.
So you don't.
Shit. It's just a song.
But forget Nas. You don't care that Prodigy is no longer here. You dissing him in that show. Why not?
Because it's just a fucking song. It wasn't no real beef. Ain't nobody die behind that shit.
But you don't think because that brother has passed away that you have to like?
No.
All right. So shout out to that. I don't think he should perform the song. First of all, if you shake on something, pause. Which Nas allegedly has said before. Not allegedly that he said it, but allegedly that it happened. That they have shook on things before, and Jay-Z went against the grain on what they shook on. But if you have an agreement to not perform certain songs, you shouldn't do it just because you should stand on your word. Secondly,
but he don't got that agreement with Prodigy.
Secondly, Prodigy has passed away. Whether he has that agreement or not with Prodigy, what I would say to you, Vito, is, and I've already said it to you, but I will say it to the people. Jay-Z right now, since that GQ interview, is facing a lot of criticism.
Why?
So, because who interviewed him, the questions that was asked, the BS that he got to reply with. And this is not me saying that. I'm just talking about for the masses.
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand why he had the interview. Didn't make sense.
So he got a lot of bad PR for that. So for me, forget Nas being in the situation. For you to even perform a song where you know you're dissing somebody that's passed away, and you like going at him, like you shouldn't even want the scrutiny of people saying, why would you perform that song? That's just the way I look at it.
I don't give a fuck. If he was dissing me and I was the same situation, I would still want to perform that song. So I don't give a fuck about none of that extra shit.
I get it. I understand that. So, we'll ride with that if that's your thoughts. But recently it's been a lot of talk. Verzuz is a thing for our culture. And it's been a lot of talk lately. Jay-Z versus Kanye in a Verzuz, 20 songs. Some people feel Kanye will win. Some people feel Jay-Z will win. First of all, can Kanye stand on the stage with Jay-Z? Yes, no, keep it a C-note.
Not to me. It's only, I say, Nas, Weezy, and maybe Drake can stand on the stage with Jay-Z in a Verzuz as far as the songs go. I'm not a big Kanye fan, so I would say no.
Okay. All right. Me personally, I think when you put Kanye into the mix, he's kind of like a cheat code too because he has a different fan base. Mm-hmm. So when you put him into a Verzuz, he's going to do songs in the Verzuz that is going to be like, the hood is going to be like, what the hell is Kanye going to be, what is he doing? But we might be like 500,000 out of 4 million views. Them other 3.5 million are like, who are these guys? Who is this guy that Kanye? That's just respectfully. So I don't think that is a good matchup. I think Kanye, again, it goes to where you from with this one on if that's a legitimate matchup. But since they called me a hater, and they mostly meaning Vito about Jay-Z, I will say this. I like how Jay-Z switches the narrative every time someone is mentioned for a Verzuz with him. A couple years ago when it was all the Nas talk and the only person can stand on the stage with him is Nas, which you just said, Vito. Jay-Z came out and said, or told Bleak, or however it went, because he always telling Bleak something. Dudes ain't got enough hits to stand on the stage with me. But now when the talk is Kanye and he has enough hits.
No, he don't.
Not to us, but
no,
hits,
I mean,
period.
All right, just right off, just thinking about Kanye shit, just like the singles, which usually are the hits. Anything else that's a B-side or the album cut.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
It would have to be a personal hit to you.
Right, no,
But off the singles, he don't got enough hit.
You don't think so?
Hell no. How many singles do he got that's really hit? He don't got 20.
Even with his features and all that, you saying?
No, not to me. I mean, maybe with his features might pull it. Yeah, that's possible.
Okay. All right, so, you know.
Hold on, but let me ask you this question. How does Kanye, like, just get looked past when it comes to rap, as far as the ghostwriting thing? Everybody was still come at Drake about the shit. And when Kanye specifically said that he wished Drake could write all of his songs.
To me personally, because I take away stripes from both of or everybody that does it. But I think most people give Kanye West a pass because they look at him as a producer first and a rapper second.
Most of these guys don't even know he produced.
I'm not saying it is right or wrong, bro. I'm just telling you that's how I think how most people look at it.
I mean, that's possible, but I don't think any young niggas know he produced.
I don't know. But I know that the young guys know that he's inspired Travis Scott and all the guys that's from this generation.
I don't think he inspired Travis Scott. I feel like Travis Scott sounds more like Tory Lanez than Kanye West.
Maybe, but what I'm saying is a lot of people say Kanye inspired all of them with that 808 album. So, there's, unless you a total Kanye fan or you was just all the way tuned in back then, that might not be something that we can debate. But when Kanye's name was mentioned, and when we talking hits, we talking chart. Or at least I'm talking chart. When Kanye's name was mentioned, this time Jay-Z's narrative switched per Memphis Bleak. It's like, dudes can't stand on that stage with me unless they can do a tour with all B-side songs. And it's like, come on, bro. You going to switch the narrative every time somebody is brought up?
I mean, you switch it to benefit you, of course. But even with that said, I feel like he don't have enough hit.
Okay.
So he only had, in my opinion, he don't have to switch narrative because, like I said, Kanye is not my type of rapper, so he don't have the hits to me anyway.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when you talk about B-side stuff, right? Jay-Z has way more success than a lot of rappers in the 90s as far as singles wise, right? But a lot of guys, not even just Nas, but when you look at Jadakiss, who destroyed Fab on Verzuz, you got the Locks destroyed Dipset on Verzuz. When you look at a lot of our favorite MCs from the 90s, most of them guys weren't commercial, so most of them guys have nothing but B-side music. Mm-hmm. And Jay was a guy that he's kind of like, you always say cheat code, Vito. Jay is like a cheat code because Jay-Z was trying to make life after death type albums. And what I mean is if you got 20 songs on the album, 16 songs can go to the radio.
Yeah.
So when you saying B-side, a lot of those songs are really not B-sides. They just didn't get the steam that Jay-Z thought they would get. So, like, it's cat, but when you look at Nas and whether Illmatic is first, top 10, top 20 on your list, most of them songs is B-side. Most of Nas' whole catalog is B-side. Most of Jadakiss, the Locks, anybody you can think of, most of their whole catalog is B-side. But I'm telling you this, and I don't always want to make it a Nas and Jay-Z thing. But no, I don't. But if you take a song like just say, people will say Jadakiss cannot stand on the stage like with Jay-Z. He don't got the hit. But because Verzuz is all about verses, how many songs does Jay-Z or how many verses does he got that he could put up against something like a Fuck You?
I mean, Jada probably, most likely can stand up there because when it comes to verses, it comes to performance. And Jada got songs, like you said, with Kanye.
Jada actually,
Yeah,
Jada can do a versus right now, and he probably, if you do Jada versus Jay-Z and you do just Blackout versus, Jada might just win that fight.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is, we put Jay-Z in a different lane, and we look at it from not we, but a lot of Jay-Z fans look at it from a different perspective. But if you really look at it, 90s hip-hop fans, most of our top guys, their whole catalog or most of their catalog is B-side songs. Songs that, like you say, Vito, they mean something to you. So when Nas plays a song on that stage with Jay-Z that means something to the 2 million people that's watching compared to the song that Jay-Z goes with next that sold 4 million singles or whatever, it's like levels to it and you don't know. And my last thing about Jay-Z and the verses with anybody, first of all, we can agree Jay-Z is an arrogant guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z has issues with a lot of people, or he doesn't deal with a lot of people. So, keep it a C-note. What's the chances if Jay-Z does a versus, he doesn't kill his own verses with arrogance? I'm not performing this song because Kanye produced it. I'm not performing this song because Beanie Siegel is on it. I'm not performing... You're not taking that into consideration?
I wasn't, but there's a good percentage that's gonna happen.
Okay.
So yeah, I agree with you on that.
Alright, so yeah, so I don't know. So again, people, I'm not a Jay-Z hater. I just want people to just like open your eyes and be realists. And if Vito is gonna say I'm a Jay-Z hater, I'm gonna say he's a Nas hater.
No, I fuck with Nas.
No, I'm still gonna say it.
I
don't care. I'm still gonna say it because you know. Lastly, before we get out of here, Vito, the $1 million question: can anybody stand on that stage with Jay-Z in the verses and win? No. Yes or no?
There's a couple people that can stand on there with him, but I don't think nobody could win.
Okay, so we will end this like this, right? Jay-Z, on a song, I think it was Volume 1, which again, I stand by. The beats are trash on that album. Volume 1, Jay-Z dedicated a song or a verse where he says, "The city is mine." And he's shouting out Biggie and he's taking over Brooklyn. Vito, you have said many times Biggie, Tupac, they are cheat code, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we do a versus right now, Jay-Z versus Hologram, Biggie Smalls, who wins that versus? And on top of that, we can add all of Biggie's freestyles and everything into the mix. Keep it a C-note. Who wins that versus?
I mean, if we're doing a hologram, Jay-Z wins the versus against Biggie. We're doing a hologram against Pac, he wins the versus against Pac. But live, I feel like he'll still beat Biggie. But live, I don't think he'll beat Pac.
So why does he beat the holograms? You think he got enough hits to outlast both
Not
of them
just
guys?
the hits. I feel like versus got to do with the performance.
Right.
Because you see how Jada could have went up there by herself and beat Dipset strictly in the performance, which he basically did.
Right.
So I feel like the performance got something to do with it.
Okay. I don't know. People, that would be my last question to end the episode. If you feel no one can stand on the stage with Jay-Z and do a versus, if they do a hologram, they bring Biggie Smalls out, does Biggie Smalls win that versus? Yes, no, keep it a C, no. Vito, we got anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it, people. We about to wrap this episode up. Shout out to the tequila. Vito ain't drinking like that neither, though. I'm on my third cup. He just only did one cup. Yeah, shout out to him driving. We'll give him a pass for that. Shout out to everybody that tuned into this episode. Again, this your first time tuning in. Salute to you. Do us a favor. Make sure you hit the sub button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the comment. If one of us need an Uber, and I did a lot of talking this episode, let me know that I need an Uber in the comments. Make sure you hit the hype button if you're on your cell phone, and share this video with somebody that likes to talk sports and entertainment, so we can all talk that talk together. I'm a little intoxicated, but again, I appreciate y'all. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C note. We holla at y'all.
This is what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da.